Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about the Colourpop at Target situation. We are going to chat about the things that are available because Colourpop has launched quite a few products at Target. It's more than 100 products, and I am going to go through from starting from primer, ending at lip gloss, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts about these products because I have tried most of them. I'm also going to do a full face of Colourpop at Target while we talk about this, letting you know which things I think are amazing and you definitely maybe could pick up if you're in the market for new makeup, and which things I actually think are not good and you definitely can find some better alternatives at the drugstore. And if you haven't been there before, do consider subscribing because I do upload quite a lot of videos every week, all about makeup, all about beauty, all about having fun with makeup and beauty. One of the things that are available at Target from Colourpop is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I have used this one for years, and this one is still available at Colourpop as well. I have mine in medium 9W, and this is the one that I'm going to take my ring off because this is the one that I'm going to be using today. Let me actually shake it. I use this with my fingers. I feel like this is the best way of using this one. This is a very farty. This is a very light coverage. Hello? Sir. Okay, there we go. This is a very light coverage, very liquidy. I feel like, what's her name? Meredith Duxbury? Is that her name? Is that her? I feel like her. Just with less foundation, I guess. For me, since this is a tinted moisturizer, it works the best with my hands and I work it in. There's also a primer. The primer is a no filter primer matte. I didn't even know Colourpop had that. I kind of want to try it. And then there is the Pretty Fresh foundation. That one I have tried and I didn't love it on me. I thought it looked a little heavy. It didn't look super flattering on my skin. I have combo skin. I am 39 and I live in a humid climate, so I need something that looks a little smoothing and it doesn't look heavy on my skin. And I think that this one does that. So I work it in with my hands like I would a moisturizer, and then I use a sponge and I bounce it in at the end. Pretty much like Meredith Duxbury did. Is she Meredith Duxbury? I feel like that's her name. You know the foundation lady over at TikTok? I've heard she's super sweet, but her foundation technique scares me. But I think that when it comes to tinted moisturizers, I actually think that we have a similar technique. So this is what I do with this one, the Pretty Fresh one. And if I set this one with powder, it wears extremely gracefully throughout the entire day. And when it wears off, it doesn't break up. It doesn't wear off in patches. It just wears off. Hello, sir. It just wears off really gracefully, and I have been loving this product for years. And if you're looking for a tinted moisturizer at the drugstore, I would definitely recommend this one. But I need to wash my hands in the worst way. Actually, let us zoom in a little bit so we can see something. And I can come a little closer. That's perfection. I feel like the prices of Colourpop items are pretty typical drugstore at this point. I think this one is like 16, this is 15, and the other foundation is 16. They also have a concealer that is the Pretty Fresh concealer. That one I have decluttered. I didn't like that on my under eyes. I thought it was a little bit too heavy. They also have the no filter setting powder. I don't think I have tried that one, but I don't have it. But I am gonna use some of my favorites at the drugstore, which I would really recommend. And I will leave a link to these down below. This is the Superstay Activewear from Maybelline. It's wonderful on more textured under eyes. And then it is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance powder. I use this under my eyes. I think both of these work amazingly, and I definitely prefer this concealer over the Colourpop one if you're looking for a concealer at the drugstore. I also really like the Bear With Me concealer from NYX. I think that one is a really good one at the drugstore too. Those are probably like my favorite ones at the drugstore. This one is very liquidy and just, for me, it wears beautifully throughout the day. So I will say when it comes to like concealers, foundations and stuff like that, I definitely have other drugstore favorites than Colourpop, but I like this tinted moisturizer, although I will admit I haven't worn it in a bit. And with this powder, I just use a poof. Mine is from LH Cosmetics. And I just set the under eyes and around my nose, which is where I tend to get oily, and a little bit in my T-zone and on my chin. The rest I am gonna leave be. We actually have about 30 degrees Celsius, which is 80s, I think, here in Austin today. So I'm definitely gonna need a little powder. When it comes to brow products, what I really like from Colourpop is actually not available at Target, and that is their wonderful tinted brow gel. They have the brow gel in a clear one. I don't know if it's the same formula as the colored ones, but I love their colored brow gels. Those are absolutely amazing. I think the brow pens are good, but they're not my favorite brow pens. It's more of a, if those are the ones available and if you find them in your color, definitely go for it. I think NYX makes amazing brow products, and if I were to recommend some brow products from the drugstore, I would definitely go with NYX, if I'm gonna be totally honest. But I do think that the tinted brow gel from Colourpop was my favorite for years and years and years. I used to use that, like I've probably gone through 6 or 7 of those, but they don't have the tinted version at Target. Okay, so I did my brows off camera, but I did get some stuff sent to me from Colourpop, and then I did buy a couple of things myself over at Target as well. And they sent me 2 of the brow pencils. So I have brown, I think it's brunette and dark brown. Neither of these are my shade because you can tell that I'm more of a ginger right now. So that's why I'm not trying out any of these today, but I do have a little spoolie and it's like a really fine tip. So I definitely do recommend the brow products from Colourpop at Target or from Colourpop altogether. I just don't have any to try with you today. I did buy this one myself. So this is the bronzer, the powder bronzer, and I actually have not tried this one. This is a new packaging over at Target so that you can see the shade through. All of the things at Target have gotten packaging that fits a drugstore where you cannot swatch things. So I got the bronzer in Avila Beach, and is this too light for me? Let's try it out and see. So I did buy this myself, and I haven't tried their powder bronzer, but I love, with a burning passion, their Super Shock bronzer. So this is just the setting powder at this point. No, it's a little darker. It's a little darker. Let me just work this in. Okay, so I obviously got a shade that was too light for me, which is, I mean, it's giving, if you squint a little bit, it's giving something, but obviously I got a shade that was too light. I think there was even a shade that was lighter than this one. So if you're very fair, you should be able to find a shade. But this is clearly not my shade. Is this even? I mean, it's giving up. That's so light. Yeah. So this wasn't my shade. That's on me. That's on me. But I thought the formula felt nice and it wasn't too pigmented, which is really nice. I don't like bronzers, blushes, and highlighters that are too overly pigmented because it just makes it look stupid when you get it on the skin. It's hard to work with. I mean, it's giving something. It's giving something. Let's workity work. I also saw that they had some Super Shock blushes over at Target, but I will say that only one of their Super Shock blushes was the kind of Super Shock blush that I love, which is the shimmery one. They had, I think, 5 mattes and 1 shimmery one, but the shimmery one was a dark one. So I love the Super Shock formula. Is amazing. It is a cream to powder formula that feels like putty. It is beautiful. You can use it with a brush, you can use it with a sponge, you can use it with a finger. I prefer using it with a brush, but I will say it is a beautiful, beautiful formula. Let me go get a brush and we can use this one as a blush because this is the one that has shimmer in it. This is Drop of a Hat. This is available over at Colourpop, but I will say I love the Super Shock formula, but I prefer a glowy blush. So I think that when it comes to Target, I would prefer the Super Shock highlighters that they have over the blushes because most of them are matte. But if you love a matte blush, they had some options. So we are going to just use a little bit of this blush. This Drop of a Hat is a blush that I have had for several years, and it's just this beautiful warm peach with a gold sheen, and I just think it's so beautiful, and I just love this formula. If you just want a soft wash of color with like just a little sheen, use a fluffier brush like this one. If you want your highlighter to show up a little bit more pigmented, use a more dense highlighter brush or your finger, but I do prefer a dense highlighter brush. I think that that looks beautiful. Since the bronzer was giving, well, it was putting in minimal effort, okay? It was putting in the bare minimum. I thought that maybe a little blushy moment could be the thing. I'm actually going to be using this because I've never used this. This was sent to me, and this one is available over at Target, and this is Lunch Money. So this is a Super Shock highlighter, and this is in Lunch Money. So let's swatch this. That is giving light. Let's actually use my finger now that I have it on. Okay, this is a little bit of an icy champagne. I prefer something that is a little bit closer to my skin tone, but this definitely works on me. I feel like it has a somewhat transparent base, which usually makes these kind of shades stretch over more skin tones, but they did have different shades to choose from, and they also have a pink highlighter, which is called Monster. If you're into trying like a duochrome highlighter, one of those that are like a pink sheen, I saw that they had Monster over at Target. So as you can tell, that is a really intense sheen, and there is no glitter, just a sheen. Wow, that highlighter is actually really pretty on the skin. I'm kind of impressed by how that looks. I mean, Super Shock cheeks are the glowy and like just the metallic and the shimmery Super Shock formulas from Colourpop is my favorite makeup formula of all times, and I'm so excited that you now can go into a Target and find it there. So don't be overly surprised that I am impressed by this formula. I think I put a lip liner here. Okay, here's the thing. If you followed me for a really long time, I used to say that I didn't like the lip liners by Colourpop because I thought that they were too smeary. Like they were too creamy to a point where they were hard to be precise with. But then I tried a couple of newer colors, I think last year, and I kind of changed my mind. So I want to try this one. This one is a BFF. This is one of the lip liners that are available at Target. There are like 6-ish colors available at Target, and I want to try an original color because this is an old color but in new packaging, and I want to see if they reformulated the old colors as well, or if I just changed my mind, or if the old colors have the same super smeary formula and it's just the newer colors that have a better, not as smeary formula. So this is like a test for me. No, they have definitely reformulated new ones as well. So now I will say that I do recommend the Colourpop lip liners because they are not as overly smeary creamy as they used to be in the very beginning. They were so creamy that they almost became too much. It was hard to be precise with them because it was almost so creamy that you just ended up having wonky lines because it was just too much. But this one, definitely a big improvement. And like I said, this is BFF, and then we're gonna go in with one of my favorite lip formulas that launched last year, and I'm so excited that you now can find it at Target. Okay, prepare yourself for a barrage of lip products. I'm gonna let you know about the things that they have available right now at Target. Let me just scroll into the lip products so that we can talk about them and I can let you know what I feel about them. Because the lip liners, I already let you know, I think that those are really good. I think they have reformulated them. I really like them. Then we have the blotted lips. I've had them, I have decluttered them. I think that they are drying on the lips. I think they're the kind of product that, yeah, they do give you a super matte blotted look, but they're also very drying. So for me, I need to put something on top. And if I'm gonna put something on top, I might as well just do a hydrating lipstick to begin with. Why would I start with the blotted lips? So they're not my favorite. Then we have the classical lippy sticks. This is a trio that came out. I don't know if they still have this set in store, but I do know that they have this set online. At least I saw it. And then Colourpop also sent me a couple of singles. They are like slim lipsticks, and they come out like this. The ones that I have seen, they smell like vanilla. The ones that I have seen are either matte. This is Parker in matte, or they are the Matte X formula. The difference between the matte and the Matte X formula is that the matte ones are more of a velvety, almost leaning a little bit on the comfort matte, and then the Matte X, they are a silicone matte. So they are completely matte on the lips, but they're still not that drying, tuggy matte, but they're more of a silicone matte, if you wanted to know the difference between the two. Then we have the tint, the lip tints. These are like crayons. I've tried these before as well, and in the beginning I didn't love them. They're like little chubby crayons like this. Let me not open it. You can see it in here because like I said, I'm gonna be giving these away. Personally, I like this one only in a color because I like the color, and that is the red one that they had in collab with the High School Musical. I know some people really love this. This is like a sheer, somewhat balmy, glowy look on the lips with a little bit of color. I prefer other colored balms over this one because I don't think that this is really hydrating, but if you can find a color you really like, you might like them. Again, this isn't my favorite formula from Colourpop, but I do like these formulas. This is the So Glassy lipstick or lip gloss. This is in Local. It's one of the colors that I got sent. I'm not going to be trying out this one because I have a bunch of So Glassy lip glosses in my collection, and I really like the formula. At first I didn't like it, but it's actually a more, almost like a little thicker, so it like lays on and looks more voluminizing on the lip, but it's not overly sticky. But I know that I tried it first time, I was like, oh, it's so sticky, but actually it's more that it's a little thicker and lays on the lips. It's not that it is sticky, and I needed to try it a little bit more to differentiate between the two. So I do like the So Glassy lip glosses. They are extremely shiny on the lips. So if you're looking for something super shiny at the drugstore, I would definitely recommend these. And then the Luxe lip oils. These are some of my favorite products. I have so many in my collections. If you're looking for lip oil from the drugstore, I really like these. Again, I'm not going to be keeping these two because I have so many in my collections. The one that have color, I will say, it's not giving a bunch of color. This is giving a light tint on the lips. This one, for example, is just going to give a little beigey milkiness to the lips. It's going to probably look really flattering on the lips, but don't think you're going to get like, it's not going to give this kind of a color. And if you're choosing between a light beige and a middle brown, they're probably going to give this a similar effect on the lips. So you definitely do not need a lot of these. Like a pink and a brown, if you love the formula, it's probably going to give you as different as they are, to be honest. But I do have some that are more a little brighter in color, and those I see more of a difference on the lips, but I really do like this formula. Then we have some that I don't have here. I'm not 100% sure if I've even tried this formula. I probably should. It is the Glossy Lip Stain, which is a glossy lipstick that leaves a stain on the lips. I feel like I have tried this, but I think I had a color that I decluttered because I have a little memory that's playing in the back of my head. And then on the Colourpop website, you also have the Fresh Kiss lip. It is a lip creme, and I hate that formula. The Glossy Lip Stain, if I don't remember incorrectly, because I do think that I've tried it, but it's the lip cremes that I really hate. It is a smeary liquid lipstick formula that travels all over your face, but I didn't find that at the Target website. I only saw that at Colourpop. And they also have a lip lacquer, a Fresh Kiss lip lacquer. Same there, I only found that at Colourpop. And those are the different lip formulas that they have. Plus, they have the glowing lips. Colourpop did not send me any of these. This one I bought myself, but I know that this color is in Indulge Me, which you can see I've used quite a lot of this one. This one is available at Target. I actually wore this color just the other day. I had to go downstairs on the lips, but still gives color. It's not as glossy as those click up lipsticks from Makeup by Mario or from Tarte, but they are in the same kind of a dimension as those, just a glossy lipstick, and I really do like these, and they have several different colors at Target. So I would definitely recommend like these. If you're going to Target to buy some lip products, the glossy lip products from Colourpop are really good, and I do like the lippy sticks as well, but for some reason I don't have a lot in my collection, and I think it might be just that I haven't found the right colors for me that totally like embody what I like right now, but I don't dislike the formula at all. Let's go into some eye products because I do have a couple of palettes here, and I'm going to be using one of them today. I just quickly want to tell you that these color sticks, the eyeshadow sticks from Colourpop, they aren't good. You don't need to buy this product. this product isn't good. You really don't need to buy it. Another product that I have that I think I bought myself and then I got some in PR as well are the Party Proof Eye Primer. This is also available at Target. I also do not recommend this product. I really do not like this eye primer at all. And if you were looking for a new eye primer, I definitely would not recommend this one. I don't think that this makes your eyeshadow go on more pigmented or anything like that. I just think it is a smeary, not my favorite. Other people's favorite, but not my favorite. I would steer you in a different direction. But then we have the eyeshadow palettes. I have a stack of eyeshadow palettes here, and I'm gonna show you close-ups of all of these eyeshadow palettes now, just so you can see how these look a little bit more close up. But I'm gonna be using the one that I'm showing you last on my eyes today, because I feel like that one is the one that is not only most my style, because it is the blue one that's called Blue Velvet. It is also one that you might not see everyone using on YouTube, because I wanted to do something blue and show you how fun and how flattering blue eyeshadow really can be on the eyes. And when I swatched this palette, it swatched absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to be digging into this one. I did notice that one of these shadows, the shimmer one at the bottom, it felt a little bit not like a pressed glitter, but I could definitely see glitter particles in it. And I think this is one of the new, because when I look at the back, there are no eye safety warnings on the back, and I think that this is one of the new pressed glitter formulas from Colourpop, where they are like having smaller glitter particles within the eyeshadow and actually making it eye safe. So just know that even some of these seem a little almost sparkly to the point of being glittery, there are no eye safety warnings on the back, so these are all considered eyeshadows, just so you know, FYI. I also wanted to compare some of these palettes. The first palette, that's called Gone Metal, I wanted to compare it to the Off Quartz palette, and I do think that if you have the Off Quartz palette, you don't need the other silvery, like gray neutral palette. You don't need that one. Also, the Blue Velvet palette is very similar to the Blue Moon palette, not to the point that they're dupes. I don't think there's any shades in these palettes that are actually dupes, but if you don't use blue eyeshadow enough, you might not need both of them for sure. And I also wanted to compare the green palette to the new palette Sage Today, and the one that is called the Child palette, which was a collab palette between Star Wars and Colourpop. It came out like 2 years ago. All three of these palettes are, if not, they're not dupes. I don't know if any of the shades are straight up dupes, but they are so similar that you definitely do not need all three of them. I have all three because I have been sent 2 of them as PR, but if I was just a makeup consumer, I definitely would not need all 3. So if you own any of these other 2 palettes, you definitely do not need the other green one from Colourpop as well. And I'm sure that these two, the 2 like nudie ones here, if you have any of these other like nudie caramelly brown palettes from Colourpop 9 pans, you definitely don't need these. So make sure that you are not getting dupes, because even though these palettes are really pretty, they're really nice, like monochromatic little 9 pan palettes, they're not, this isn't a new idea for Colourpop. They've done this before, and the reason why I bought this blue one instead of the Blue Moon, even though I own it, is because blue is my favorite eyeshadow color ever. This is one of the most used palettes in my collection, but it's old. So I wanted to see if I could get a similar effect with this one and just get maybe a new replacement for it. They also have a bunch of Super Shock shadows. I'm again not going to be opening these. I got a bunch of them, but I'm going to put this in an upcoming giveaway. They have singles and they have duos, and I really like. So there are some neutrals. This is a champagne with pink glitter, purple, and again this is champagne with purple glitter. Really pretty. Again, cream to powder shadows that you can use either with your finger or a brush, and these are good quality. And especially if you're the kind of person that want to just do a little bit of eyeshadow, put it on your lid, do some mascara, and be out the door, these are going to be perfect for you. Just know that you might be able to see the shimmer and the different sparkles more in store than you would online. So do check them out if you are able in store. Otherwise, I will say this is a great formula, and if you think that you would get good use out of these, they do not crease a lot on me, for example, I definitely would recommend them. And like I said in the beginning, or if I didn't, I'm telling you right now, check the description box. I will link all of these things. Definitely recommend the Super Shock shadows. They are beautiful. I also have some cream gel liners and liquid liners. I like both of these formulas, and again, if you're looking for a new colored liner or a neutral liner, either liquid or a gel pencil, I recommend both of these formulas as well, and I'm going to be using one of them. Okay, let me do some primer. Not this primer. We're doing another primer, not that one. Like, I love you, but I don't love you that much. I'm gonna do my favorite primer on my eyes, and then we're gonna do blue. I'm sorry that I was talking for so long, but I really just want to recommend to you which ones are good and which ones you can just skip. Don't get the eye primer, okay? Spend your money on good stuff. That isn't good stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick look for you. I think I'm gonna do an all matte look because I love an all matte look. I mean, you saw the swatches. So I think I'm gonna use this one and maybe this one, and then I don't know. But I'm gonna try the one that's called Capri. I'm gonna start with that one. So pretty. When you're working with blue eyeshadows or green eyeshadows or whatever like bright matte that you think is a little hard to work with, try to press it into your primer without setting your primer. Don't set your primer, press the eyeshadow in. And then with small motions, small, you do small circular ones just around the edge to soften it up a little bit. And we're leaving it like this, and then we're gonna blend the edge with another color, but don't go like shoosh, shoosh, shoosh. Blue eyeshadow doesn't like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one now. It's called Dabby Da? I should know this. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in the middle of the 80s, so I was a teenager when we were doing this like 90s disco. It was truly a fun time to be alive. So I'm just putting this on the edge and a little bit in here because it's easier to blend out this like lighter shade. But don't overblend because we don't want it to be too muddy. But I'm putting this lighter shade on the edge, and then I'm just blending that one out a little bit more to make this a little bit softer and a little bit more flowing and not so choppy as it is here. You can see the difference. Like, it's just a little bit more flowy. I also put some under my eyes. So this is how I am doing a quick blue eye look. And I'm also gonna be using some of these shades on my eyes, but I think I'm gonna darken it up. I think I might take this one actually, the super dark one that's called At Midnight. I might actually use that one to darken up with and just use it a little bit here in the outer corner. Okay, I'm just applying some of the darkest shade now in the outer corner and the outer part of the lid. And I think I'm gonna do the absolute lightest shade that's called Forever Mood. I'm gonna do that on the lid. But this looks really incredible. And I think that this is very pigmented and very pretty. I mean, for being a blue shadow. Blues are always a little bit more tricky to work with. But so far, I'm not having any weird problems. And I mean, like I said, blue is my favorite eyeshadow color. And I feel like I'm pretty good at blue. I'm pretty good at distinguishing if it is a decent formula or not. Okay, so this is the light pastel blue. Oh, if you have not been on my channel before, you might not know my absolute recent 2 years of obsession with mixing pastel shades with darker shades and just making this the most like dramatic ever. I love all matte looks and I love a dark saturated look together with the pastel to create contrast, and then to use the matte pastel in my inner corner and a little bit like here, and just to brighten up without using a shimmer. Because I have noticed, like I said, I'm 39, I've noticed with time that my eye looks just look smoother and just a little better when I do a matte inner corner. So if you are in my age bracket, I would 1,000,000% recommend you to try a matte inner corner, maybe just a matte beige or a matte white, to be honest. It's just really, really pretty. I mean, I think that that looks great. Let me see if I can just follow up with this. Just blend the edge a little bit here with the brush with the dark color. But I mean, that is a $14 eyeshadow palette from Target. That's impressive. That's impressive. So I have a couple of the liquid liners here. I have it in the black, the brown, and the white. The white in Graceland, you have seen me use that so many times on my channel. If you're looking for a white liquid liner, I cannot recommend Graceland enough. And then I have some cream gel liners, and same here, they sent me some more neutral colors. It is a white, it is a black, and it is a beige. So I'm gonna use the white one, but I have that over here, so I don't need to unpack this one. They also have some mascaras here. I have actually, where is my other mascara? Hold. Here are the mascaras that are available at Target. It is the Level Up Lengthening Mascara. I actually have not tried this yet, but I have this myself. And then they sent me the Act Natural Defining Mascara. Are both these in black? Both of these are in black. So maybe we can try these mascaras that I've never tried on one eye each, and we can see if there's any difference. And then we have the BFF Voluminizing Mascara, and these are in color. So I have the red one here, and obviously that's not correct for this. They do have the blue one as well. I should have been smart and bought the blue one, so we could have used that with this, but I didn't. But a colored mascara is always fun, and especially just on your lower lash line, and then you can do black on your upper lashes if you want that. Really actually like these. I don't use a lot of colored mascaras, but if you're looking for a blue or a red one, these at Target actually pretty decent. So let's try the Level Up. Should I be curling my lashes a little bit? Let's try the Level Up on this side. This is an old from Makeup Geek. I think Makeup Geek is closing down their site now, so this one will no longer be available. I do like the one from Refer as well. This has like a cone-shaped, pretty long, but a little bit slimmer brush. I will say this is actually kind of a good mascara. I really like it. I like an elongating mascara that really grips onto my hairs and bends them upwards, and I really think that this brush does that. And I like having long lashes over having voluminized lashes, and I really think that this one did a good job at that. So that mascara, I kind of like it. Let's do the same on the other eye, and then we can do the Act Natural one. What does a defining mascara even mean? Okay, so this one has a much thicker brush. I prefer a slimmer brush. Okay, this brush does not grip onto the lashes the way that the other one did. And I don't feel like this one is giving the same good result as the other one did. I do think the other one is going to be my favorite, but it was also described as a lengthening mascara, so I'm not surprised. I don't know what this mascara is supposed to do, because honestly, it's not doing much. Defining mascara. Defining what? Defining... I don't know if you can see, but I definitely can see there is a much better result for my lashes on this side than it is on this side. So do with that information as you please. Okay, so I located my white liner. This one is from the High School Musical collection, but it is an Exit, which is the white liner that is also available at Target. So I think that this is just like another packaging for an already existing liner. And I think that this one is a really good white liner. And overall, I think that the cream gel liners from Colourpop are good quality liners. They had some duds back in the day, but I do think that they have been able to perfect the formula a little bit and get rid of some of the duds, or perfect like those duds as well and re-release them better, because I think that these are a good quality product at the drugstore. And if you're looking for a colored liner, definitely recommend it. Let me put on some falsies. I'm not going to be using Colourpop falsies. I haven't seen those at Target, and I also don't love the Colourpop falsies, if I'm going to be honest. So I can finish this whole look up, and we can have a chat about like top 3 products I would recommend if you're shopping Colourpop at Target, and also the 3 products I would not recommend. Actually, there are a couple of products that are available from Colourpop at Target that I didn't mention now. And one of them is like the Glitterly Obsessed. It's like a glitter encapsulated in a gel that you can put whatever you want, your hair, your face, your eyes. It's not recommended to use on the eyes, so do it at your own risk, but I tend to use them on my eyes. That is my preferred way of using glitter. They have two different shades at Target. I looked at them in store. They seem really pretty. They also have this brow wax that you're supposed to, like, there's a little spoolie that you buy and you're supposed to use it. I should have bought that one because I really want to try it. That one is available as well. I didn't try it myself. They also have the blush sticks. It's like a cream blush in a stick. I didn't love that product last time I tried it. I kind of feel like I need to give it another try. But as for right now, it's not my favorite product from Colourpop. I've been trying to film this video for the past like 3 hours because they're doing like some chainsaw action in the background and it is loud and they're just outside my window. I used a little bit of this white Graceland that I really love, and I just want to show you like how opaque it is. Like that's what you can expect. I just think this is such an amazing product. So even though I'm technically not gonna mention this Graceland as like my top 3 I would recommend, if you're looking for a white liner, this definitely could be the one because it is a great product. Now let's talk about the 3 products that are my favorite that I think that you should be looking at if you are looking at Colourpop at Target. And again, check the link down below if you want to see what else is available. The palette is amazing. Like these incredible blue eyeshadows for what, $14? I cannot recommend this one enough. It is absolutely amazing. If you want to add some blue to your collection, definitely this is the route to go. I also really like, I love the Super Shock Cheeks. They are my absolute favorite formula. Especially love the shimmery, the glowy ones, the highlighters. Definitely cannot recommend the Super Shock Cheeks enough. They're an incredible formula and I am so happy that they're now available, that you can see them both at Ulta and also at Target. And then I really love the glowing lips. I think this is such a wonderful lip formula, and this is probably these and the lip oils. I would say the lip oils as well. Let's put those together. The lip oils and these are some of my most used lip products outside of YouTube. And I have a really extensive, they're going again. I have a really extensive lip collection. So for me to use these like 2 drugstore products or like Colourpop products outside of YouTube, I think that that says something. Now I want to talk about the 3 things that I think that you can do better. You can do better than these at the drugstore, and these are just my personal preferences, but the eyeshadow sticks, these aren't good. You don't need to buy these. I feel the same about the eye primer. This isn't a good eye primer. You can definitely do better than this. And I also didn't really love this Act Natural mascara. I like the other one, the elongating mascara. That was actually really nice. This one, it did nothing for my lashes. It's like black water. It did nothing for my lashes, and definitely this was not my favorite. I also will say for my skin type, for my skin, like how my skin looks, I don't love the pretty fresh or fresh skin. That foundation and also that concealer, they're not my favorite products. They're not the ones that I would repurchase and use again, at least not how I remember them from before. So those are not for me, but I totally understand who they could be for. These products though, I'm not 100% who these are for. I have heard people having this as a favorite, but I honestly, it's one of the greatest mysteries of our time because I really don't think that that is a good product at all. But this is the finished look. I think it looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot believe that this eyeshadow look came from such an affordable palette. These are great blues. Listen, I will die on this hill. These are great blues. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. Don't forget to check the description box for more info. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you real soon again in a new video. Bye!